In May 2020, a story exploded onto the internet about a young girl claiming to have been trafficked, pimped and raped in the town of Barrow. She was arrested and remanded in prison. Straight away, cries went out across the country of a state cover-up and a police cover-up. I travelled to Barrow to investigate what had gone on in this town. I was arrested by police and I was prevented from giving any publication, as I was given conditions that I wasn't even allowed to talk about child exploitation within the town of Barrow or even enter the area of Cumbria. The trial has now concluded and it's been found that Ellie Williams was lying. Leftist organisations, politicians alike, many journalists made the claims I travelled there to incite racial hatred against the Muslim community. The truth can now be told, which is the total opposite. I was the only journalist motivated to go there to find the truth. I confronted campaigners and I sat down and interviewed the alleged perpetrators. Finally, now we can tell you the story of what we found.
So there's Snapchat under your name.
Yeah.
But they found no forensics linking that to your phone.
Yeah.
What evidence did they have on these?
Literally nothing. This is what I don't get.
First time in prison. What was it like?
Horrible. You know, surrounded by dirty old paedophiles and old men. It was horrible. I've turned to drugs, drink, tried ending my own life. My life's been destroyed.
And they exploit people's fears. They exploit their worst natures and they fill the void with misinformation and conjecture.
First of all, I'm Tommy Robinson.
Yeah.
You're a Muslim business owner.
Yes.
You've agreed to meet with me.
Yes.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fucking dog. Spit at me again. Spit at me again. Spit at me again. Hey, you're mate. You're mate. Look, what are you been here for?
Do you think I can forget that? No, I can't. I can't.
The post put on Facebook was by a girl called Ellie Williams with horrific injuries, claiming to have been raped by local Muslim gangs. Muslim grooming gangs in the UK have been covered up in towns and cities across our nation. Anger has been building, and when Ellie's injuries were shown, it brought it home to people. It spread like wildfire. The Justice for Ellie campaign was launched. Major figures began promoting the Justice for Ellie campaign. One of those was Maggie Oliver. Maggie Oliver was a police detective who resigned in disgust at the way the police had handled previous grooming scandals. Another person who was happy to promote it without any investigation was Countdown's Rachel Riley. Like many London elitists, Rachel Riley doesn't like Tommy Robinson. She's been successful in having me demonetised, even though I speak out for and attempt to represent the same people her friend Maggie Oliver claimed to.
Del, could you please stop advertising on Rebel Media? You're inadvertently funding fake news hate mongering.
The easiest thing I could have done is travelled up to Barrow. This suited and fitted my narrative perfect. Muslim men using local businesses to rape young children. That would have been the easiest thing to do. In fact, that's the thing many on the left claim I did do. But that is not what I did at all. I travelled to investigate, to bring you, the British public, the truth. And the local ruling politician at the time denounced my arrival in the town, saying that it's only going to stoke more tensions and make things worse in Barrow.
I want to concentrate the remainder of my time on different aspects of this debate, and that's around those with vested interests stirring up tensions to suit their own ends. In Barrow, we've seen the sharp end of these vested interests. They take the vacuum of information that forms when investigations start or when court processes begin, and they exploit people's fears. They exploit their worst natures, and they fill the void with misinformation and conjecture that serves no one but themselves.
And every single newspaper covering the story denounced our arrivals, including Ellie's family. Except we didn't turn up with thousands of men after one Facebook post. We turned up with a camera, a microphone, as a journalist to investigate, regardless, just to find the truth, regardless if it went against our own bias. And very quickly, we found that Ellie Williams was not a reliable witness. We found that there were multiple other men who had been accused of rape, separate to the new allegations of the Muslim grooming gangs. We sat down with one of those men to find out what had happened in his life. That man was Jordan Trengrove.
When did you know Ellie? Well, when did this incident Ellie, when was it alleged to have occurred?
I can't remember the exact dates, but it was from April, mid-April to Mid-May.
Mid-April to mid-May.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
12 months ago. So basically a year ago.
Yeah.
And what was the first you heard of it?
I didn't know anything about it till the police came through my door in April and arrested me, and I was confused, like, what's going on?
What did they question you on? What was the accusation?
ABH and a rape.
That you'd beat her up and raped her. Where was this? Where did she say this happened?
At my friend's house.
Okay, at your friend's house. Had you been at that house?
I was at my friend's house that night, but the police took me home on that night, and the police knew who I was with. But they said there was no evidence of that because the camera wasn't on in the van, but I could clearly see the camera was on in the back of the van.
And what's happened next? You've been arrested?
Yeah.
Put out on bail?
Yeah, I was like out on bail with conditions not to get in contact, not to go on Barrow Island.
Yep.
And I can't remember the other bail condition. I think it was just about only to go at the job centre if you needed to.
Okay, and then what's the next? What's happened next? If you're out on bail, you're waiting for your court date.
I got arrested again for the same, but this time my window got smashed, and I rang the police because my window got smashed because of all the accusations. And next thing, the police turn up about my window, but arrest me on another rape and ABH again.
On Ellie again?
Yeah.
From before this or
after the first one?
So she said after you're on bail for rape, she said you've raped her again.
Mm-hmm.
Where was this meant to have happened?
Her house, which I had no idea where it was till I got them statements.
Had you been to her house?
Nope.
You hadn't been near her?
No.
How did she say? What, you just come in, you broke in?
In one of them, I apparently broke in. And then the other one, apparently, I just walked into her house.
So 2 separate times after you've first been bailed, she said you've gone back and raped her again and again.
Yep.
And that's when they remanded you?
They remanded me on the third one.
On the third accusation?
Yeah.
What evidence did they have on these?
Literally nothing. This is what I don't get. Because the forensic DNA came back, there was nothing found on either me or her. Nothing found on my phone, it was all found on hers.
When you say it was all found on hers, what do you mean?
The Snapchat and that.
So there were messages.
Yeah.
Supposed to be from you.
Yeah.
Saying what?
I can't remember what they said, but they were disgusting.
Threats of rape and things like that, violence.
Mm-hmm.
So there was Snapchat under your name.
Yeah.
But they found no forensics linking that to your phone.
Yeah.
And then they've remanded you. And how long was you on remand for?
From the 21st of May to the 1st of August.
3 months.
Yeah, 3.5.
So we've went up until these points of all these accusations. What was life like for you, generally?
I was living a good life, like just playing. I had bad anxiety, so I wouldn't go out either way, like without someone. But my life was good, like, and then these accusations came on, and it's just gone downhill from there.
What's happened since these accusations? Since the first accusations, what's happened to you?
I've had threats. I've turned to drugs, drink, tried ending my own life.
You have?
Yeah.
When did you try and end your own life?
I was messaging my girlfriend's friend saying I'm going now, and I just went and...
Since when you was on bail?
No, after I got out of prison. Like,
once you got out of jail?
It was still just horrible. Like, the other day, there was a status put up on Facebook, and it was aimed at my missus, because we put my side of the story out on Facebook. And
you put your side of the story?
We had to delete the threats we've got, and there was threats. People threatened to pet rub on the house, smash the windows, sex traffic my girlfriend's kids.
So let's just understand. So you're in jail. You're on remand for these offences. How come you got let out?
Because there was no forensic evidence. I was granted Crown bail, and then 2 weeks later, I got a phone call from my solicitor saying, "Can you attend court?" I said, "I've got no money to be able to attend," so they did it with me excluded.
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call saying everything's been acquitted and you've got not guilty.
Do you feel like you got not guilty?
Yeah, because I know I haven't done anything.
But do you feel like you've been properly cleared, your name,
I
would you
know.
still feel like I know you like, you know you're innocent, but what I'm saying is, do you feel like everyone else now knows you're innocent?
No, because everyone's still saying like he did do it, in the only way he got cleared is because Ellie didn't turn up to court. She had no reason to turn up to court. They didn't even make it to trial. The trial was listed in November.
When I say about how your life's changed, how was prison for you? You been in prison before?
No, it was my first time.
First in prison. What was it like?
Horrible.
Was you in the sex offenders location?
Yep. Didn't want to be, but I had to be, and I was surrounded by dirty old paedophiles and old men. It was horrible.
3 months, then you was released. And what I'm struggling, what, because what do you think then? What did you think when you've read the statement by Ellie, the most recent one? What were your thoughts when you saw that?
I don't know what to believe, because obviously she's lied about me and other people. Like, I honestly don't know what to believe. Like, I'm not saying she deserves what's happened to her if it is true, but if she is lying about it, then she deserves to go to prison and to have a very long time in prison.
You've never been in trouble with the law before, you then get accused of rape.
Yeah.
How did you feel at that moment?
Angry and like, why has it happened to me? Like,
Do you have family in Barrow?
yeah.
What's it been like for your family?
Horrible. I had rapists spray painted on my mum's house. Her windows smashed.
Your window was smashed in your house?
Yeah.
Over?
And I thought it was my ex-partner that had done it, and I rang the police. And when the police came, that's when they first arrested him.
Arrested
They
Jordan.
went straight to Jordan. They didn't take him in the house. They were just on the front. And Jordan was like, "Someone's just put my mum's window through and blah, blah, blah." And they said, "You're under arrest for rape." And all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, as a parent, it's not nice.
You must have felt helpless.
Yeah.
How did he cope?
I don't know how he coped.
Did you visit him in jail?
I visited him at the police station the night before they remanded him. And it was only because the sergeant knew me from being young. And she let me give him a hug. And I can remember being with Nicole. Me and Nicole went to see him, took him some clothes. And it weren't just like tears, it was snot, everything from his nose. And he was like, "Mum, I'm not going to lie to you. If they remand me tomorrow as a rapist, you're not going to see me again. Because I will cut in a box." And that's when I did cuddle him, he was just shaking. Do you know what I mean? All I can remember is not wanting to let go. Do you know what I mean? Is that the last time I'm going to smell him? Is that the last time I'm ever going to feel him? Is it the last time I'm going to see him? Do you know what I mean? You can't just... It's wrong.
Like, it was horrible for my nana. My nana couldn't even come see me in prison because that's how horrible it was for her. It was horrible. My mum had a miscarriage because of it all. Like, all the stress, it's not nice. It had a bad effect on my whole family.
What about now? So you've said you've come out of jail and the problem hasn't gone. You've tried to commit suicide since coming out of custody.
Yeah.
Have you sought help?
Yeah, I'm on antidepressants and I'm getting counselling.
Was you on anything like that before?
No. Like, I'm constantly going out the house. Even when I'm with my girlfriend, I'm looking over my shoulder.
You are scared?
Yeah. Like, I've got to go to Barrow on Monday to see my mum for my birthday. And I'm honestly scared to go.
So your life's been turned upside down.
My life's been destroyed. And I tell my missus all the time, if I didn't meet her, there's a good chance I'd be dead. Because honestly, my mental state before I met was just drinking drugs all the time.
Before you met your missus now?
Yeah.
I was hoping to find the family, ask them,
Yeah.
who's Jordan? Because they haven't mentioned it, which I think is dishonest. You're building momentum you're building massive momentum. There's a lot of angry people out there. but you haven't included. You lot know that there's 7 false allegations against innocent people who have been, and now she's faces charges. But you know that she's on. My thinking is that she'd probably be in tag because they can't allow her to not be on tag after 7 o'clock because she made 7 accusations saying people raped her at night, probably. So they need to have her on back tag. I don't know. The public anger that's out there has no idea of any of this. Would all these people be the same? Would the people be feeling the same if they knew there's 7 other, if they knew what's happened to your life and 7 other men? I don't really know what to do with this. It's such a fucking. I think we've got enough, and we'll have to see what we can legally use. What it gives me the ability to do, if I'm saying this, is to say, well, I've met with men that have been falsely accused, and they've been cleared in court, and each time the accusation was made, Ellie had massive physical bruising. No one actually gives a fuck about what's happened here. Really, in the movement side of Me Too and all this fucking bollocks, the man's life's destroyed. The woman makes the accusation, your life's destroyed. There's no fucking evidence. You can't. What now? Not fucking hell, mate. Where's all the support for him? She's getting contacted now based on everyone to support. We're all coming up here to support.
Yeah.
But where's the support for fucking the 7 men? I hope that you're looking 6 months on this and you are cleared, that everyone knows, and I hope you get the sympathy that
I hope so myself.
That's currently being aimed at Ellie. Jesus, man. You see, I wonder if Maggie Oliver and all that realise about
I've
this.
messaged Maggie Oliver. I've made her aware that she lied about me. And
let me ask this.
Oh, press
record.
That's what I sent Maggie Oliver.
That's what you sent Maggie Oliver. Yeah. So Maggie, just to understand, you've seen Maggie Oliver's involvement in this. Yeah. She's come out clarifying 100% that this has happened to Ellie, and that the text messages. What did you think when she said, "Here's the text message 100% sent to her by a rapist"? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen everything.
What did you think when you saw that text? When Maggie Oliver's saying this is 100% the text message?
And that there was a fake Snapchat found of me on her phone. So what's stopping her from doing it again?
So on her phone, for your case, she'd made a Snapchat of you.
Yep.
But it was actually found on her phone, and there was messages from you making threats and violence and implicating you in a rape.
Yeah.
But the Snapchat account was on her phone, not on yours.
Yeah.
Let me read this. Let me read what you said to Maggie Oliver then. Because Maggie Oliver is actually, she has replied then. I've seen you have posted Ellie's story. Ellie has not been remanded relating the sex gang things. She has been remanded for breaking her court bail conditions against me and several other people. Now, how do you think we feel? I was sent to prison because of her disgusting lies. Had rapists sprayed in my house windows. Smashed label to this big bad rapist. But never have I once slept with her or done anything like that. It's disgusting. So what about the justice for us? Do we just let it blow away? Because it ain't. She ruined my life. I was sat in a cell for 4.5 months. Surrender, but real dirty paedophiles. That messes with your head. And I have every last bit of paperwork stating my innocence. And all the DNA took from me and her. On the allegations on the same night, and her clothing and door handle, bed sheets, etc. On the night of these allegations, there was no DNA found. And also, she made out I was Snapchatting her. Police took my phone and my Xbox and her phone and electric devices. And guess what? There was a Snapchat account sat on her phone, not mine. Also, Ellie had accused me of rape 3 times, ABH. And guess what? It turned out all to be false allegations. People say I got let off her not turning up to court trial. That's the first I heard because it never made it to trial. I got granted bail by a Crown Court. And then 2 weeks later, judge and CPS both said I was not guilty and acquitted me of all charges. She has ruined my life and my family's, not to forget the other lads she has done this to. Either I've had enough now, and now I ain't holding back my side of the story because I'm sick of watching over my shoulder 24/7 thinking what's going to happen next. To see where I'm coming from, it ain't fair. I ain't saying if what happened to Ellie comes out to be true, she deserved it because it's so wrong and no one should have to go through that. Like I say, she destroyed my life and mud sticks. So you're still very open-minded about if it's what happened to her, how bad. Hi,
I don't know details of this case nor what happened to you. All I know is that there are several young girls saying the same as Ellie about a grooming gang in Barrow and that there has not been a proper investigation. And also professionals I've spoken to are corroborating that too, hence why I've shared the post. And I see often throughout the country, which is why I try to share when I can. But it sounds like Jordan has had a very tough time too. And I feel sad that and my posts are no reflection on his case, etc. So please, can you let him know? Really hope you recover. When was this? 22nd of May.
Yeah.
Must be 4 days ago. So she hasn't. She's carried on full leather, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
She's carried on full leather after hearing that, and not just carrying on full leather, but promoting herself as well. That's not right, I don't think.
I can't think of anything else.
No, neither can I. I'm just trying to think of what to do now with it.
Just to finish.
No, not to finish. No, I even mean the whole fucking thing, because
Well, we've got to
investigate
see everyone else,
and see what they're all saying and
Just facts, mate. That's it.
Yeah.
facts.
He's only
Mental, mate.
Yeah.
She's fucked him.
well.
Yeah, all right. Well, mate, I appreciate you giving us your time. You need all this, don't you?
Yeah.
She wouldn't allow the fucking vaginal examination. A general examination was performed and the complainant was reluctant for the general examination and would permit vulval low vaginal swabs only. She was reluctant to engage, appearing hesitant in her speech and manner. She didn't want to engage in it. She had no eye contact with myself during her voice was quiet in the tone. Fucking hell, bro. Right. You take that out. What do you think? Yeah. I don't really because the fact of the matter is there shouldn't be a fucking massive protest in fucking Barrow. Jordan was a young man whose life was destroyed. He was driven to attempt suicide. Imagine being this young innocent man who spent months in jail on remand awaiting trial for a rape charge. He was accused of raping Ellie Williams multiple times and violently beating her. He is now on a fight for justice against the police because there was evidence at the time that it was impossible for him to have done these rapes, because at one of the times of the allegations, he was actually in the back of a police wagon. And of course, the Mail had to attempt to smear me within this story. So the first thing we published was our first trailer. It was very evident from the start, things didn't add up with this case. And we were the only journalists harassed by the police under legislation of their COVID laws. We're on the M6, we're on the way to Barrow. There's been a developing story. A young girl put a statement out on Facebook showing horrific injuries and said how she's been groomed by gangs of Muslim business owners in the town. I've just met that man. I feel for him so badly. You can't have false allegations of rape against a man. That will destroy his life. My head's totally fried on this. I don't know what to think. My little legs. You struggling? Come farted there. So who decides who journalists are?
Well, they're registered.
No, they're not.
That's
No, they're not.
That's what I'm being told.
No, but that's not the law. I could ask you, is this essential for your job? Yeah, for your job.
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay. Well, there's no crime here. If any other journalist who drives up here, are you going to pull them over, ask them who they work for, check their company, tell them you want to see a pass?
We're stopping a lot of people today. We have been stopping a lot of people.
How many other journalists you stopped today?
You're the first one.
It was a great feeling as well to see camaraderie, people coming together. The only thing again is the conflicting accounts that I didn't expect to receive since I've been up here. Just shows how much more we've got to find out. There was obviously a lot more to this story. So I went back and met with members of the Muslim community. I want to say a thank you to them for opening their doors to me. Some of the men were the men who were alleged to have trafficked Ellie Williams. But some of the members of the Muslim community gave me information on actual paedophiles who had been operating in Barrow. They've since been convicted for their heinous crimes. First of all, I'm Tommy Robinson.
Yep.
You're a Muslim business owner.
Yes, I am.
You've agreed to meet with me.
Yes.
So I can ask you some questions.
Of course.
Can I ask, with developments in your town?
Yes.
I've just come to your shop.
Yeah.
We couldn't come in the front entrance.
No, you couldn't. I've had to board it up.
Why have you had to board it up?
due to the level of threats that we were receiving, due to all this that's come out on social media, I couldn't take any risk.
And what's come out on social media from Ellie Williams?
Yes.
Did you know Ellie Williams?
No, I did not. But I want the answers as well as more than anyone else, to be honest, because at the end of the day, it's tied my business into this and myself. So I want to get to the bottom of this, and I want to know the truth.
How has your life been ruined? What's changed for you?
Well, what's changed?
How long
for
have
me?
you had this business?
We've had this business. Well, Mythal has been running 25, 30, between 20, I think about 27 years in this town. My parents first came here, and they've made it to what it is now. And for it to see, for people who have known on my life, look at me twice and think, is this person responsible for this? It's hurting, really. It is hurting.
No one has mentioned you personally involved in this. So how is it that your business, how is it you see yourself has become in the middle of this?
Well, because I'm the face, me and my brother are the face of Mythali, and they associate Mythali with me or my brother, basically. And that's how I've become at the forefront. But the thing is, we're an organisation. We employ 15 people at one point. At the moment, we can't because due to everything that's going on.
You've been forthcoming.
Yeah. I've been open and honest. I've got nothing to hide, honestly.
And do you know what? Do you feel like you've faced trial by public opinion? Do you feel like you've already been? Do you feel like you've been you personally?
Well, I would feel I've been convicted of a crime that I genuinely haven't committed.
Of the worst possible.
Yeah, it's horrible. I've got children of my own. You know, it's absolutely horrible. I've been receiving death threats over the phone. The calls that we've been receiving here, it's just absolutely disgusting what people are saying. I can even show you what people are saying.
See, my take on this is that this is you're in this position.
Yeah.
And if you're an innocent man, then and facing trial by public opinion is so wrong.
Can you see, for us to contact you that
must be a big thing for you. This must have been a.
I'll be honest, when you first contacted me, you remember what I said?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I was completely struck. I was just like, wow. And for me to bring you here, it must speak volumes. Come on.
It would have been, as I said, it would have been easy for me to come up here.
Yeah.
And if it was the story was there that I thought it was, I'd be going full guns 100 miles an hour into justice for Ellie. But I'd say more this is about justice for Barrow. If you're an innocent business owner in Barrow. Cheers.
No problem.
We went to meet some of the men who were suspects in these crimes. The first of which was Mo Rami. Mo Rami has a past. He's a colourful character, to say the least. But we were there to determine the facts around the allegations of child trafficking that were against him, of which there was no evidence.
Can we get just 30 minutes? I want to go find Ronnie and ask him a couple of questions. And then I want to film what they're doing. And as soon as that's done, can I come back? And I want to film to say, I've just been up there. There's fucking 2,000 cars. You're one of the men behind the scenes. I promise you, my hand on heart, I will not use anything or publicise anything that will risk that trial. Nothing. I don't want to risk the trial. I want to be, when the truth comes out, my update won't be anything near like what it was going to be if this is going away. It's just going to be, listen, I've been in Barrow. I'm telling you, I'm meeting people. You're going to have to wait for this to come out in court. And I'll ask my solicitor what I can say, but I won't have to say much for everyone to know it's bullshit.
That's good.
I won't have much to. That's not bullshit that she hasn't been abused. It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit that she hasn't been a victim.
Yeah.
But men's lives have been destroyed at the same time here, and they have been for fucking many years. Yeah. And no one else's lives can be destroyed off trial by public opinion. Yeah. Which is currently what you're at.
Yeah.
We weren't the only people finding holes and questions within the story. Even the guy who set up the fundraiser for Ellie Williams then set a contract to protect the money that had been donated.
Just to establish, you're the guy that set up the fundraiser for the Justice for Ellie campaign.
Yeah, that's me.
Raising how much?
There's 22 grand on the page, and then when it got passed over to me, because Just Giving do a little deduction, it's like processing cost, was 21,211p. Yeah.
Your accent? You're not from Barrow?
No.
So where are you from?
I'm Essex.
So how did you, in the Justice for Ellie campaign, it was a local Barrow?
I've raised money for like a lot of people across the country, like loads of different areas. But I was one of my mates, my mate Lucy shared the post.
Yeah.
So I see it then, and then somebody tagged me in it about 20 minutes after that. So then I obviously like reading the post. I don't know. It was a bit heartbreaking. You see a girl that looks vulnerable. Looks like she had been beaten.
Yep.
It looked like she'd been groomed. She had text messages to back it up as well, which was allegedly from the grooming gang.
Yep.
So I approached the family, her brother, and just said, like, this is what I do. Do you want some help? And they come back and said yes.
At which stage did you start to question the story?
Well, I believed her all the way through.
Yep.
2020 was when I set up the page. May, I think it was. No, April, May. Met the family in July, put a contract in place. And I put a contract in place. I still believed her. But there was a couple of people messaging me saying she's made it up. They were clear, like fake profiles, like 2 or 3 friends on their friend list and profile picture of like a road sign. So okay. I can't take that as believable.
Yep.
But there was just that bit in me that was saying, right, let's protect everyone that donated, like protect everyone, put a contract in place, which stated that out of 21,200, they could use £1,200 for Ellie to get counselling or therapy, they called it. But the 20 grand could only be used against bringing a private prosecution against the grooming gang, because they said, you know, there's a lot of police corruption. That's what they were telling me, and they will take their own private prosecution.
And we spoke before the trial. You'd seen something I said.
Yeah.
And that's when you got in contact.
So this is where it changed.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me something. Again, it was a fake profile, but it was actually a transcript from the court. Yeah. I knew she was in court. I knew she'd been guilty of perverting the course of justice, but that was explained to me that she was guilty for a very different reason, because she lied about her whereabouts because of the grooming gang forced her to. Yeah. But it was around the 18th, 19th of December, I changed my mind. Somebody sent me something from the fake profile, and it was evidence of like transcripts of court, and it was to do with the hammer, where she'd been seen in Tesco's buying this hammer, and then the hammer would be found near the scene where she was found. So then I read a lot more. I was reading it, like obsessing over it for days, and it come out other evidence about it wasn't just the hammer, the fake Snapchat accounts, the fake Facebook profiles were all set up from her Wi-Fi.
Her phone.
Yeah, it all come from herself. Ibiza, she had come out, and when the police said about checking flight records, she said that Ibiza was a liar. Her sister stood up in court almost against her, just saying that she didn't leave her side in Amsterdam. And then there was the thing with the Blackpool hotel. Yep. She'd been seen on CCTV. She said she was groomed that night and raped, but footage showed that she was in the hotel all night, and apparently she just left to get a pot noodle and then went back to the hotel. So there was like, it wasn't just one thing, it was many. Then I changed my mind.
Let me ask you, you raised money. Where's the money?
With Ellie's mum.
How long's it been with Ellie's mum?
Since about two months after I set up the page.
Can I ask about Maggie Oliver? Yeah. What's your, I've seen Maggie Oliver's name a lot in this campaign as well. Yeah. What's your involvement been with her?
I've never met her. I heard at the time.
In your contract, was it that some of the money goes to her?
Yeah, the first I heard of Maggie Oliver, that she was supporting the family. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was told. She was supporting the family. She's recently said in an interview that she wasn't. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was small contact. But she was one of the charities that were chosen in the contract. The family chose the 2 charities they would go to.
Okay, so the family chose charities. One of them was Maggie Oliver.
Yep.
£10,000.
Yep, and £10,000 to Women's Community Matters in Barrow.
Women's Community Matters in Barrow, and is there any link with that? And
well, yeah, it's come out that Ellie's nan is a trustee of the charity, which caused a bit of grief.
Did they tell you that her family were linked with the charity when it was chosen on the?
I asked a question about her mum, and I was told she was like in the background. She'd done like volunteering or whatnot, but I never knew, and I wasn't told that she was a trustee. No, because I've even asked that recently, and I was told that she's not on the board of trustees. But then somebody sent me the company's house transcript, and she's a trustee. Yeah.
So they haven't been honest with you about that either.
No.
All of this accumulated in the need for me to speak to Ellie's family. The fact that they hadn't been honest with the public from the start. I confronted her stepfather, Ronnie, to put these allegations to him and to request that he be honest with the public, as so much tension was building locally against what we now know to be innocent men.
Is it Ronnie? Ronnie, how are you?
Can't keep 2 meters away.
Yeah, sorry. Ronnie, you know everything's...
2 meters.
Okay, you know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
How come the public haven't been told about the previous allegations?
No comment.
No comment. Don't you think if there's a campaign that people should know the facts? Say if you speak to your wife and if she doesn't want, I promise I will not come and talk about this case again. But will people be honest with the public about what is factual?
We can't speak to you about a live case because that puts us in contempt of court.
About Ellie's case?
About Ellie's case.
You can.
I can't.
But what I mean is, so there's a campaign.
We've spoken to our barrister
but the
and our QC, and we have very much been advised.
But from the start of this campaign, the public have not been made aware of the men who have been falsely accused of raping Ellie.
Well, we don't know what minute is, do we?
I do. I spoke to 4 of them. I spoke to a kid at school who was accused of raping her at school.
You what, sorry?
I spoke to a kid who was accused during school of raping Ellie.
Right.
So I spoke to him. I spoke to multiple. But what I mean is, none of these people know that.
Yeah.
They probably should.
Yeah.
It is probably quite pivotal to what's gone on. And that's not to say she needs justice for whoever's caused those injuries to her.
That's right.
But if there's been 4 men that have been lied about.
4 men?
5.
Like I said, I can't discuss that with you.
Do you believe Ellie was raped by Jordan Chengrove? Do you believe she was? Do you believe she was? You cannot.
Who's Jordan Chengrove?
Come on, man.
Who's Jordan Chengrove?
You don't know who he is?
No.
If you really don't know who he is, I can give you an entire case to read where he was 3 times he was accused of raping her.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in prison for 3 months. He was in prison for 3 months.
Can't help you with that, I'm afraid.
He tried to kill himself a few months ago. Yeah.
That's a shame.
I don't know the reasons why she's previously blamed other men. I don't know. But I think that people should be made aware.
Well, I don't know either, so I can't.
Did you not know about that?
No, sorry.
You didn't. Did you not have any prior knowledge to these accusations?
Ellie's over 18 years old, and it was her wish that her parents, us, weren't told the details.
So you don't know the details of this?
So a lot of the stuff that is coming out now, we have only just found out ourselves, and that's in the past 3 weeks.
So do you? Okay. Do you still believe? Do you know?
I believe Ellie. She is my stepdaughter. I've been with her for 17 years, so I have, and she's never lied to me before. I believe Ellie.
Did she work at the Elephant?
No comment. Ellie is in prison on remand for her own safety.
Is that what they've said, for her own safety? See, because that's not. I don't think that's true.
Police officer Cummings spoke to me on the phone 10 days ago.
Yep.
And told me that the police asked the court to hold Ellie for her own protection.
Okay.
I believe Ellie. We as a family all believe Ellie.
But I believe they'll absolutely crucify her and discredit her, and they're going to turn this whole thing. This is what I think they're going to do.
We know the police are trying to discredit what Ellie's said.
And if they do that, this is going to affect grooming victims across the whole country being believed, which is my concern massively is.
Most revealing is what Ronnie could remember, dependent on if he thought the camera was recording or not.
My main thing here is that there are so many contradictions.
You can take the camera off.
Turn the camera off. There are so many contradictions that is so fucking damaging. Do the window up, bub. There's so many contradictions that I think will be so damaging to what I'd say is our cause of getting justice for grooming victims. I've read, when Ellie's asked how she gets her bruising from her friend at work, she said, my stepdad, Ronnie. I've read that in black and white. That's in a statement.
Sorry, say that again.
So Ellie has told her friends that her bruising has come from you.
Ah, right. All right. Really?
In black and white. I've read it.
Right. I've never been questioned on anything.
Yeah.
Right. So, would you not think that if Ellie had accused me of doing those bruises, that the police would have at least come out?
She hasn't accused you to. She's told her friends. I've read her friend's statement.
Ellie, but somebody who's abused would tell lies to cover up the real story of what has actually happened, and she would look for anybody to blame, whether that be I've walked into a cupboard, walked into a door, I fell over, that Ronnie's done it. I've had I know where you're coming. I know where you are with this because
she hasn't.
Ben phoned me last year.
Ben,
brother.
Yeah.
Phoned me last year and he said to me, what's going on at home? And I said, what do you mean, Ben? Well, Ellie's turned up to work with a black eye. Ellie's turned up to work with a black eye. And she's telling everybody that you done it.
Yeah, that's you.
And I said, no, I didn't do it. I said, not to speak to your mum. I said, why would I do it? I said, I'm not like that. I said, why would I do it? So Ellie's told some untruths to cover up what is actually happening to her.
Yeah.
And that.
Was she told? What she, when you've say she got a black eye?
Get your phone.
Yeah, sounds fine. Yeah, no worries, you're right.
She's a massive fan.
Did you know if she worked at the Elephant?
No, she didn't.
She didn't?
No.
She's never worked there?
No, she hasn't.
Did she work at the Elephant?
No comment.
No. See, as I said,
why do you ask me that though?
Because I've heard she worked at the Elephant, which makes sense as to where she met Mo Ramley.
No, rubbish.
No.
I
think she's in a statement.
Ellie's first job.
Yeah.
Ellie's first job would be at the railway. I do know John Tangrove, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you believe Ellie was raped by Jordan Tangrove? Do you believe she was? Do you believe she was? You cannot.
Who's Jordan Tangrove?
Come on, man.
Who's John Tangrove?
You don't know who he is?
No.
Yeah.
So I do.
You know Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not personally.
But you know of the story?
Oh, I know of him.
Do you know of the story?
Yeah, because it was in the newspaper last year.
So what do you think of that? If he didn't rape her, yeah? If he didn't, yeah? Then how dangerous is this?
Did you know his girlfriend was arrested today and charged?
Yeah, for naming Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Ellie said. Ellie said he's the man.
But I don't know.
I know. Okay, I'm
telling you telling me.
I'm telling you 100%. I'm telling you that her statement says that Mo Ramley is groomed her since the age of 13. He took her to 10 cities. He's not raped her, but he drops her off and traffics her to parties. Mo Ramley. So you know Mo Ramley. Do you think that's true?
I've only ever once spoken to Mo Ramley.
Oh, okay. Because say for example, this is the thing. Say like Jordan Trangrove's life's been destroyed. His life's been destroyed. Yeah? Another boy's life's been destroyed. Yeah. Now, if it's a lie, yeah. But if it's been proven a lie, that's why they're prosecuting her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have evidence it's a lie against Jordan. Now maybe she's under duress to say it was Jordan. Maybe she's lied and blamed it on Jordan because she doesn't want to reveal who's abused her. Maybe, yeah. But that's the same possibility that maybe Mo Ramley hasn't fucking done it.
Or maybe it did happen, and the word that we have heard is that Jordan Trangrove's mum threatened to kill Ellie.
No, I've gone through all the court papers and I've read it all, bruv. I'm telling you, I've read it. It was not kicked out because of that. It's not kicked out because Ellie didn't turn up. It was kicked out of court because of no evidence, zero evidence. It was kicked out of court, and not just because of zero evidence, but because there was actually evidence that says it was fabricated.
So somebody wouldn't be put in prison on remand if the police didn't have any evidence.
No, I know they've got evidence. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So the evidence is there that something did happen.
Yeah. The evidence that they had was a Snapchat account from Jordan, which after their forensic accountants checked it, and forensics turned out it was on Ellie's phone. wasn't Jordan's phone. So there was a Snapchat account in Jordan's name that was made on Ellie's phone.
Can you have 2 Snapchat accounts? Yeah.
Yeah, she set, so basically, it looks like she set up a Snapchat account on her own phone in Jordan's name and sent herself messages from Jordan that fits it, that makes it look like he's threatening her. So when they've took Jordan's phone and took her phone, they've obviously thought it's Jordan. Look, evidence. Look, rape. And then bang, 3 months later, once they've gone through all the stuff and actually checked, fuck. I get fucked with house to hear his side of the story. Spoke to Ronnie. I said, Ronnie, you don't want me to be involved. Your family don't want me to be involved. I'll happily go home tomorrow and not talk about this case again if you be honest with people about what's happened. And I said, what's gone on with previous rapes? And he said, no comment. He said,
Crazy, isn't it?
He said, no comment.
Absolutely crazy.
But then I said, I asked him, I'm going to have to run back through the footage. I think he denied knowing about you, but then later on admitted knowing about you.
But they've known me for years. I used to give them three bottles of wine when they used to come in because they were friends thinking.
I think I said to him, do you know who the 5 people are? Do you know any of the 5 people? I'm pretty sure, I'll have to watch back because we spoke for a while. He denied knowing any. But then at the end, then when I was at the car talking, I think he told me then that he might know about Mo Ramey, but he didn't know anything.
But no, he's put it on. Where do you think it's screenshots when I was in Holland?
Yeah.
He just put it up. I can't talk about it. This man is involved in blah blah. I can't say because I'm working. Where's my phone? I can give you screenshots. I can give you screenshots.
But then I did ask him at the end. Then, so at the end for me, it's like, listen, okay, so Jordan's life's been destroyed.
Yeah.
Because of an accusation.
Yeah.
I said, what if Mo Ramey hasn't done it?
Yeah.
He hasn't done it.
Yeah.
He hasn't.
He hasn't.
What if he's not?
But my name's been slandered everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like social, like you said earlier, social justice and social trial by public.
You know, like what I said to the dad is true. So if we're to believe what's happened, then someone at school raped Ellie, another boy called Jordan beat her up and raped her, another man's raped her, and now a Muslim gang have raped her across all these towns.
Now, these alleged accusations now with these photos that have been released on social media
which have only come out after she's been charged.
Yeah.
We'll make the 2 lads who said about he's in college locally.
Yeah.
He's fucked.
He's fucked, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucked. Well, the eldest one has killed him last year. You know, because you look at your father as an idol, don't you?
Yeah,
your father's always the idol, isn't he? And your father's going through these accusations. How it's not nice, is it? It's horrible.
And essentially, it's the reason that you have guilty without reasonable doubt in a court of law. It's because if there's a reasonable doubt, then someone's not guilty. And there's a fucking reasonable doubt from the first spot of, since I've come up here, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Every day, I keep looking at that and saying, what's going on?
Yeah, but
until today, I had no idea that you won the 5 people.
But yeah, my name's plastered everywhere.
I had no. I don't know if I fucking left it in the car. So I read, which is where have I read it or is it here? No, I left it in the car. Obviously, your name's plastered everywhere because of him.
Yeah, you employed him. Yeah.
We spoke earlier. You didn't get this. Do you want to explain that?
Well, yeah, he went through the town. Everybody knows. 10 years. 10 years I've been here. I've had businesses. Always worked for me on and off. 10 years.
Where's he from? What's it?
Leeds originally, right? He was here before I was here, right? They owned the Aisha's takeaway or something. They had a few takeaways. I think I could open up the restaurant. I employed him on and off when I had wine bars, I had Italians, I've had all sorts. Right? And I've had him work on and off. When I got the ice cream vans 3 years ago, I employed him as a driver because my son was underage. He couldn't drive at the time, and he was working on one of the vans. The police come to us. We were at the unit working at the workshop, and CID came and said, this gentleman here in question is, what's the word? Accusations have been made, allegations have been made. We want you to be aware because of...
Do you know how many people allegations were made by?
One girl at the time, they said, but they can't tell me who it was or anything. Obviously, there's a girl that's been accused. So what are the accusations? But they said the safeguarding issues is an ice cream. It's under, then obviously I'm not stupid. I got that underage and all that. They goes, yeah, it's under investigation. I went, fair enough.
pulled the lad in. When somebody's worked for you for 10 years, you have a bit of trust in them, you have a bit of faith in them. He's rented one of your properties. Told you that earlier.
22 cylinders.
Yeah. What's with somebody's gone and smashed up?
With your house. Has anyone done anything there?
Yeah.
Well, somebody's tried to throw a brick here, but it's smashed the
Stolen
window.
the exhaust of the ice cream van.
Yeah.
Death threats.
Death threats, nails in. Oh, we've had nails in
in
every car. The
yeah.
Porsche car, I don't bring it up here no more. Got scratched. Cayenne. 40 grand motor. Crashed.
Where is it?
Huh? Well, I've taken to my sister's. Yeah, it's just scratched all the way around the side. It's ridiculous. And I've not done anything wrong.
So him.
Yeah, so go back to him. Yeah, sorry.
Can I ask though, why are you showing a picture of him? Because is he one of the accused for Ellie Williams? I would say he's not. So why are we even asking about him?
I believe he's in trouble.
For what?
For grooming.
You believe
A historical.
in this, but not to do with this girl.
No, and I'm showing a
Well,
picture.
it's nothing to do with
I'm showing a picture.
No,
I'm showing
exactly. It's
I'm
not
showing a
something to
picture of
do
him
with you.
because the reason why
Why
he's
he's
been
been
dragged
implicated.
into it.
the reason why your
Right,
name,
right,
the reason why your
okay,
name,
right,
the reason why everyone says your name, he's got a paedophile. He's got a paedophile in his ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pedo sympathiser. Yeah.
He's got a paedophile.
Yeah,
in
well,
his
like
ice cream.
I said, the police, 2 CID officers came. I can't remember the names. But I've got the cards somewhere. And they came and they said to me, we want to talk to you regarding him. You employing him? I went, yeah. They went, there's this issue. Will he be on the van on his own? I went, no. They told me a certain thing. I said, what do you advise me to do? Shall I get rid of him? They went, no.
Yeah.
Right? No, he's innocent until proven guilty. I went, is there a case? They said, well, the girl that's making the accusations known to the police.
How long ago was this?
God, about 3 years, 2 years. We're still at the unit, 2017. Yeah,
And it's only just.
Yeah,
From what I believe, it's only just going to court.
That's what?
No.
Yeah.
It's only,
Do you want brew or anything like this?
no, we'll have a glass of water, mate.
Yeah.
So, because that's why your name's out there, yeah?
Yeah, because of that was it.
That's why it's out
But
there.
I did everything that the police advised me of, and when it got too out of hand, I went with all the Facebook and all the shit that used to come and affected them, and I went to the police myself. I went on numerous occasions. I went to the police, and I sat with that Inspector Jim Bailey, which a lot of this hasn't been documented by the police, which I think is totally wrong. I think he should have documented it. There should have been logs of this. Me and my partner, I took in my children. I took in one of my English driver, 60-year-old driver with my son. The van got attacked. Thinking some words were coming out packies, some were coming out pedos. Bit of both it was. But it's kids, innit? You can't, what do? I did just a community resolution thing with them. And at the end, the police officer, the Inspector Jim Bailey goes, why did you just put him on there? Take him off front line. That's what his words were. I was like, hang on. 1 minute you're saying it's all right. Then it's not a clear message you're sending me. Why can't you give me a clear message? I'm a very well-known person in this community. And it was just like, we know this and that, but it's not real. And it's not, they tell you something, but they act professionally in the sense of safeguarding. If there was such a safeguarding concern, they didn't act enough.
Yeah, and that's how
I did. Then at the end, we made the decision. I thought, you know what, we're getting a lot of shit. We don't need this shit at our doorstep. Somebody else did it. Sorry, mate. You got a kid. You're going through a hard time. Whatever. It's not my problem no more. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Yeah, I attacked it.
I've just realised something. You and Nick when? You and Nick when? So just we're going to have to go over this because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
In July last year.
Yeah.
For allegations by Ellie Williams.
Yeah.
Of grooming her, or not?
No,
human
trafficking.
Not of raping her.
No, not rape.
Of taking her to different towns and cities.
Yeah.
Over how long of a period?
Apparently, the only thing that I got told it first happened when she was 13, and she worked for me in the Elephant. She's never worked for me in the Elephant. I didn't even know her when she was 13.
I asked Ronnie if she ever worked at the Elephant.
Yeah.
What did he say? No.
Thank you very much.
I
asked Ronnie.
Yeah, and that's in the police statement.
And that's how she started. How she met him was working for him at the Elephant.
That as well. Right, so let me read you this statement. There's a date on this statement. I've cut off the date, and fuck's sake. Let me read you this. This is from Jordan's case, which I need to get a date for. This was put to Williams as she made immediate immediate denial and appeared to noticeably react for the first time since we arrived. Officers have attended the address of this male and determined he was not involved. Whilst inquiries were made into the male called Josh, Williams has become angry at the suggestion that officers would be attending his address and has started to text on her phone. I've been concerned that she was contacting Josh to warn him of police attendance and have said this to her. Williams has denied this and then handed her phone over to prove she was texting a female called Becca Hunter. PC Gray has then asked Williams about some names mentioned in messages on the phone. Williams mentioned that some messages have been screenshot and sent to others previously. I've then looked at the photo albums on the phone and noticed the thumbnail of messages, which has been the screenshot folder marked deleted. I've immediately seen a series of messages which have been sent to Williams, along with photographs of several injuries which she has suffered, including serious bruising to her arms, face and body, along with injuries to her lip and fingers. There have also been a series of screenshot messages from Snapchat, primarily from a user named Rami. These appear to indicate that Williams has been the victim of frequent sexual and physical abuse at the hands of several persons. Most of the messages were abusive towards her and her being sexually assaulted, stating, "You've got AIDS now and you were fucked by 8 men. Some of them had the clap. Now you've got it," and things of that nature. The messages from the male Rami were very, very controlling and abusive and indicated again Williams may have been the victim of sexual abuse at his hands. That's what she had on her phone. No, this is a police officer statement.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
This is a police officer who's took her phone. Now, obviously, you'd be on trial.
Yeah.
If the police had took this phone.
Yeah.
And these are your Snapchat messages.
I don't even have Snapchat.
Never had Snapchat.
I did have it when I said to you earlier. I had it when it first come out, and I couldn't figure it out, and that's it. I've never had it since.
So you've been nicked, questioned, raided.
Yeah, twice.
Phone taken.
Phones, laptops, computers, work computers. Kids, previous phones, the old phones, broken ones in their house. Everything. I remember wife's lingerie, her stuff got taken, the car got taken.
This was all turning into a piece of journalism that could have educated the public on the truth, and people would have listened locally because it was me that was saying it. And of course, some leftists had to ruin it all.
What?
Do you know, you're a racist piece of shit.
Good one.
Yeah.
Well done. What do you think of the rapes that are happening in this town?
The rapes?
Yeah.
I think they're awful.
Do you?
But you can't blame the singular race.
Who blamed a singular race, dickhead?
You.
When did I blame a singular race?
When?
Yeah, go on.
I'm not saying you blamed these races.
When did I blame a singular race? Do you know what a race is?
Yes.
What's a race?
A religion.
Oh, a religion.
Yeah.
So I blamed a religion. I blamed a book for raping girls. Is that it? Have you come to do anything? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You fucking donkey. Fucking little prick. Fucking mug. Spit at me, you fucking. You think you're fucking spitting me, bro? Fucking prick. Fucking. Wait, look, don't dare. You fucking little bitch. Get your fucking ass up before I fucking do you. Yeah? You've made. Yeah, well done. Well done. Go on, babe. What, you're gonna do anything else? Spit at me again. 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 You spat in my face. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who spits at people? Spit at me again. No, you won't, will ya? You fucking little mug. I'm not. Look at you talking like you're soft as fuck. You spat in my face. You spat in my face. You spat in my face. You just learned a lesson in life, didn't you? Don't fucking spit at people, you little tramp. Fucking tramp.
Spreading hate crime, and it's not right.
Spreading hate crime. You just come up and spat in my face. Don't talk to me about hate.
After you started having a go about Muslims.
No, you had a go. You called me a racist. Yeah. I said, who am I racist against? You just learned a lesson in life. Don't fucking mouth off when you can't handle it. Take your sorry fucking ass and fuck off. You fucking bitch. Leo, no, go on. Fucking little mug. Look at your body tyre. Look at your face, yeah? Do you think it's acceptable you just spat in my face?
No.
So what do you think he was doing? At what point did you think that's a good idea? And that's do you probably think yourself as a reasonable person?
Yeah.
Going up spitting in people's faces in car parks? Reasonable?
I hit you though.
What's that? You spat at me, you did it me.
That is a police assault.
You spat. No, but listen, shush. Do you think that's a reasonable? Do you think your behaviour is reasonable?
Run over with a car.
Who ran you over a car? No, they didn't.
What's that?
Mate, you come up to me. You come up to me, did you not? You called me a racist and then you spat in my face. Mate, you fucking...
Film me, you don't have permission to film me.
You do, you're in the public, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't...
I'm going to put that online. You're famous, mate. You are. You've come up and spat in my face. You're going to be on TV. Everyone's going to see you. Do you think I wanted to punch you up? Do you think I want to just be in a car park punching and fighting people? Do you? Right. Do you know you say I'm a racist, bruv?
He's 30 minutes away.
Stay 2 minutes away, you just spat at me! You're worried about coronavirus, you just spat at me! You fucking talk about coronavirus! You spat at me, bruv! You spat in my face!
On camera doing it.
You
spat the whole lot.
Come on. Anyway, see you later. Mate, I hope you learn your lesson today. On your bike, son.
Spitting over there. In a black car. He said she was making a black car. If I get enough phlegm in my mouth now, I'll go over there and I'll spit it. And I said, no, you fucking won't. I said, that's fucking damn right.
You heard him say it?
I heard him say it.
Hey, I tell you what,
I said, do it. I said,
there's a lot of bad people.
Then I shouted to him and I said, you know what? I said, you fucking...
But I tell you what, I'm impressed with you, right? And I'll tell you, right, I've got an Asian grandson.
Yeah.
And my daughter was with an Asian lad and she was with him a few years. They split up because he was accused ages ago.
Oh, God.
Oh, who? The partner?
Yeah,
what's your
but
grandson?
The one with... No, I'm not going to give you any names.
No.
No.
Well, do you know, because you know what'll happen here? I know I'll get nicked here, but I'm going to...
You're going to get nicked, I witnessed it.
That's all I want. Yeah, thank you.
Do it, send it to my house, I'll give you my address.
Can I have your name?
Cheers. Who's going to tell me, please, sir? Hello? Oh, fuck, I'm getting nicked. Yeah, I can see it, but they're asking for me. Yeah, someone's reported the incident. Don't tell them I'm in here. Video, please. Go. They want to speak to me. Chez, just tell them what the dude done. Oh, I'm getting nicked. It's never a fucking dog.
You like it?
Welcome to Barrow.
No, bro, the geezer spat in my face. I punched you out.
Punch out, yeah, it's
reaction,
self-defense.
Yeah, it's
Self-defense.
Yeah.
Self-defense. Well, it's ridiculous. They're welcome to Barrow.
Yeah.
You're getting called a nonsense. I walk out.
Yeah, I know. Did you get that?
Some girl just called. Walked into me.
Yeah. No, just one. Just ridiculous.
Relentless.
I'm going to get nicked. In fucking Barrow.
Yeah, I know.
Don't come out.
Don't come out. I've got a spare room.
It's only just changing it tonight, didn't I? I told you.
My it
was a self-defense.
It isn't self-defense because he spat. And then I punched.
No. We should have made him. You should. No.
Tell my missus.
It's the worst phone call I ever.
You're under arrest for Section 4. Public order, people. From when they all jumped out. All right, man.
It's all of us. Done.
Have you ever been nicked?
Let's turn the camera around on you. Hang on a minute. Have you ever been?
Have you ever been nicked? Welcome to the team. It's only worked for me for a week.
Oh God!
Thank you, it's ridiculous.
I'm just working. I'm just working.
No, you can't get nicked. Well, they might nick us all.
So I went to Barrow. I was investigating child rape. Actually, now bail conditions, I'm not allowed to talk about anything to do with child sexual exploitation within Cumbria. Go figure.
So basically, we were arrested by the police. I was then given bail conditions not to enter Cumbria, couldn't talk or investigate anything further. I couldn't even contact. I was given a long list of names of people I couldn't contact in Barrow to investigate, which is why we couldn't publish anything until now. I love living in a free country. Of course, the trial went ahead and the public have now found out everything that we knew 2 years ago. Ellie Williams is a liar. Of course, leftists jumped on this opportunity to claim that I was a snake and just doing this for money, whereas in reality, I was there to report the truth to all of you. Stephen Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, ran with Ellie Williams' grooming claims and in the process vilified the Muslim community in Barrow. Realising she lied, Lennon has tried to toe back, pretending he never believed her. But he can't undo what he did. I've never heard such rubbish in my life. You weren't saying this when you were barking your racist nonsense through a megaphone and demanding I explain myself. Were you, Tommy Robinson? What a load of nonsense this is. And I do have the evidence of what you said and did at the time. I never had a megaphone. I never done any of this. When asked to produce the evidence, guess what? Oh, I'm not going to produce it. I'm not. It's like everything. Accusations after accusations. I've asked this local journalist to produce it. But of course, she can't. That's if she's not too busy being a coked up smear merchant.
A high-profile Cumbrian journalist has been charged by police with possession of Class A drugs and driving while under the influence of drugs. Amy Fenton, the chief reporter at the Mail in Barrow, is due before magistrates next month. Neil Smith has more.
Amy Fenton was arrested on the evening of the 6th of March, having been stopped by the police on the M6 northbound near Junction 36. The 35-year-old from Dalton in Furness has now been charged by Cumbria Police of being in possession of cocaine, a Class A drug, and with driving a motor vehicle whilst unfit through drugs.
Worst of all is this government politician. Soon the vultures who make their money and reputations out of others' misery appeared. The far right were the most obvious, with Tommy Robinson whipping up tension still further in pursuit of justice being the icing on the cake. Soon my surgeries were peppered with families who had been torn apart by the allegations made against them and local people who feared for their and their children's safety due to the colour of their skin. This was unbearable. This is pure libel. Amazingly, all the libel is against me. Someone who actually went there to truthfully investigate and find out what had gone on. Not against Maggie Oliver, who was aware that it was a false claim but still continued to pump this story. With Ellie now convicted and each of the men's names cleared, we sat down again with Mo Rami, the alleged leader of the grooming gang, to see how life for his family has changed.
Mo, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you again, Tommy.
Looking at your t-shirt. You've gone. I was the leader of an international sexual auction grooming gang, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Justice for Barrow boys.
Right. You've been cleared.
Indeed, I have.
Have you? Do you feel your name's totally been cleared?
No.
Do you feel? Is there still a rumour mill around the town that this is still a cover-up?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more justice needed.
This is what this lady's done. Yeah. This is what this lady's done.
You're wearing this. Is this your way? Because when I met you at your house, when I heard how you've behaved in response to these accusations, it's sort of like it's me. It reminded me of myself. It's what I'd do. I'd think, no, fuck you, right? Fuck you. So and you're wearing this. You're smiling. You're laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get. I want to get behind that, because is that a front that you put on?
That is.
Because in reality, what has happened to your family? Yeah, we can. You're sitting there laughing, smiling now. You're probably feeling happy, but I've met your family.
Yes.
I met you. I looked at your sons.
Yes.
Then what's it been like for them?
It's been hell.
Yeah. How old your boys?
My boy now, at the time, eldest was 18.
Yeah.
That self-harmed. I went to put him into an asylum to get him help. Yeah. The time he got arrested and done for drink driving, I phoned the police on him. And you know what the police did instead? Yeah. The 8 of them turned up to my house instead of going to get my son.
When you ran him?
When I rang them. They turned out to go and get me instead. 15 miles, 20 miles down the road. I told him what direction they're taking, where he is. Newby Bridge, that's where the fucking police went and got him. Instead, they sent 8 coppers to my house, and I committed suicide. That day, in front of my children, I smashed a bottle on my head. I've got the scars there. I'll shave my head. I'll show you, bro. I've got the scars. I was going to slice my neck. All that kitchen you see, and Nicola, my mate Jonathan, he was there. If he didn't grab my hand that day, I would have gone right in front of my children and my wife, man. That's the fact of it. That's what it's fucking done.
Your head was gone.
Yeah, it went pop. That was one part time it went pop, and that was in 2019.
Can you just read that out? Can you read it out loud?
Stephen Lennon, aka Tommy Robinson, ran with Ellie Williams, grooming claims, and in the process vilified the Muslim community in Barrow. Releasing, she lied. Lennon has tried to talk back, pretending he never believed her, but he can't undo what he did. From Nick Lowles.
Yeah, Nick Lowles.
Right.
What do you make of that?
I think that's bullshit. To be honest with you, I've had my opinion about you, Tommy. I've said that many times before to you. Yeah,
As your word, I've talked a lot about your religion.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But you, as a man, I've said it behind your back, and I'll say it in front of your face, and I'll say, and I've got ridiculed from my own Muslim community, the further afield, that I let you in my house. Okay. Right? I've had shit for that from my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still put that aside. I've had it from your family, you know.
For your wife's family.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Probably the white family give it worse than the Muslim family.
Yeah. And then,
yeah.
I took, you know what? Before you come in, I'm going to give me just 2 minutes in this.
Yeah.
Before you come in, my children asked me, Dad, how do we treat him? Yeah. I said to him, like any guest that will walk into our house, what if they're your enemy? When they come to your door, this is our teachings. This is my father raised me. When they come to your door, somebody comes to your door, you treat them as a guest. Yeah. You come in, and you know what? I will say that whether people say you're a journalist, you're not a journalist, you did it professionally. You did what you said to stand proud to do. You did it right. I ain't blowing smoke up your ass.
No.
I'm being straight with you, man to man.
Yeah.
Right. And I was at the darkest point of my life, mate. I was at the bottom of the place that you can be. It's the worst thing any man can actually burden.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
You know what I mean? It's and then the way it got plastered all over the internet, all over the social media.
Everywhere you walked.
Everywhere I walked, man, I knew I had put eyes on back of my head. You know what I mean? And it wasn't nice. It isn't nice. And especially when you get children and your businesses. And then we had to hide thinking. But coming back to that, I think I've got respect for you, mate, in the level that you dealt with me, right? And you did what you said to do, and you were an honest man. And I think I would, I'd invite you to mine any day.
My job was just to find the truth. Do you know what I mean? So I was just doing my job.
And I think you were the first one that actually did it, and you would have been the first one if it was actually true to bring me down as well.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah. Like, the way you did it, you were doing thorough. Yeah. And you do thorough.
Now they were letting me, and the fact that they didn't let me put anything out meant it carried on for so long.
And you could have, you know what?
I could have ended it.
You could have ended it.
I know.
You could have ended it.
And I was
you know what? I said to my Mr. Kids, you know what? I look at you sometimes and think you're the Malcolm X of the white people of England.
I'll say that.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people going to be upset with hearing that. You know that? There's a lot of people going to be pissed off with hearing that.
No, but
you know what you're saying?
No, in the sense of having the
He said it.
No, but I'm just glad I can sit and laugh now. Because I've cried for so long. And I put that big exterior on. I put a big face
It's an
on.
exterior. I do that when I walk out your house. I said you can act as brave, you can be as funny and laugh, but I know what's going on.
You did. But I have to do that to protect my family, bro. And protect my name, protect my heritage, protect me. Right? And I did. And there's nothing. Come on. Like I said, I'm no angel.
Who is?
You know what I mean?
Neither am I.
Yeah. You know
As they keep reminding me. Have you seen my Wikipedia page? What are you working on?
Right. Partner.
Where's this go from now?
This goes now is basically we're setting up the HOLT Trust.
The what?
HOLT Trust.
What's HOLT stand for?
HOLT is my father, Nicola's surname.
Okay. Nicola Holt. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the HOLT Trust. Her and her friends, I didn't know how my wife were affected till after the convictions. We have all actually started healing now. Me, my children, everybody kept secrets, bro. Everyone, she went and cried to her friends. Family. I'm crying on my own. Yeah. The boys are crying on their own, but to be united, that's what gives us the strength. The whole thing, that's give us the strength, bro. To be able to, but we all suffered. We all suffered, and the friends have been there, and they've already got together. You know what? We weren't given no support. There was zero, honest to God, zero support. And any counselling or any help from the council, the police, anything. We have children, man. With the boys, man. It's unfair, man. The good, well-mannered lads.
No, I
You know
met,
what I
they
mean?
were wonderful lads, man. When I met them, they were very polite, very nice. I remember the first time I saw you, I was hiding out the back of ice cream barrel. I think he said, "What the fuck do you want?" That's what he said. "What the fuck do you want?"
You didn't, did you?
Well, bearing in mind, you must have felt under attack from everywhere, and then Tony Robinson's popping out from behind your ice cream van.
Yeah.
Just me.
I think about putting a picture of yours on that one.
And I saw your son. I saw your son as well, and I tried to assure you
that was horrible.
I'm just here.
You know, we laughed through it, but I have to. And I'm that type of guy. I took it on head on because I've got nothing to hide.
You gonna stay in Barrow?
I always said we were always going to stay in Barrow till we've got a duty of care on our parents. My parents passed away in this ordeal. 2017, I lost my dad. 2021, I lost my mother. Right.
So your mother didn't get to see you cleared?
No. You know how? But you know what her last prayer was? Her last blessing to me. I said that on the last day I spoke to her. Honestly, God, I said to her, "Mom, I said I'm under a lot of pressure." She just held my head, give me a massive kiss, and it's probably the longest hug of my life. Right, and that was it. She goes, "It'll all be all right. It'll all be all right." And these so-and-sos put me through hell. I couldn't even. I've not grieved. I've not grieved for losing Nicola's father. I was close to him. I lost my nephew. The knuckle draggers punched my nephew outside my shop. I've got a video of it. He died in an M1 car crash last year.
They punched your nephew over all this.
Yeah, overall, this called him a pedo, and I bought him from Bolton to start up the ice cream business, man. He wasn't even there for a month, and and he was a big lad, but just a giant haystack, but soft at heart, bro. His heart, you know, it was just a gentle giant, and them bastards punched him. Right, and they got away with it. They got away with it. There was an independent witness as well. They got away with it. Grasses. And CCTV. Grasses, mate. Grasses. Do you think I can forget that? No, I can't. I can't. You know, last August, M1, 7-car pilot.
How old?
23 years of age. Set him up in his own business, recovery. You know, my sister, and he was the eldest son. In the midst of it all, your dad we lost in 21, and then the kids moved. You know, he didn't see my name get cleared. You know, he said, "Don't bring up or a Scouser." What did she do?
Don't bring up
a coloured man or a Scouser.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Scouser. Scouser.
They thought I was Italian as well. Then changed it to Italian. Then the worst thing was seeing a coloured man.
I found out some mad, you know, like Ellie, I walked into, we walked out of Mafali, didn't we? And some lad pulls up and goes, "Yes, Tommy." I said, "All right, mate, how you doing?" He goes, "Oh, fucking hell, let me talk." He goes, "I've followed you for years." I said, "All right." He goes, "I used to work with Ellie." I goes, "Oh, yeah?" I goes, "What's she like?" He goes, "Yeah, she was all right." He goes, "But she told everyone I was fucking her." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Was you fucking her?" He said, "No, I've never fucked her." So I went like, fucking hell.
This is going to be an interesting investigation.
I was like, "That's enough. It's just more." Barrow MP Simon Fell.
Yeah. I've got a meeting with him on the 20th.
Okay, when you go to that meeting with him,
yeah,
he said, "Soon the vultures who make their money and reputations out of others' misery appeared. The far right are most obvious, with Tommy Robinson whipping up the tensions."
I don't think you whip my tensions up for me. I will do.
Yeah.
I will, 100%.
Right.
And
just let him know and tell him, I said,
you actually helped.
You helped. If we'll be honest, I'm not. It's true. But that's true. I said that. I said after the MEP elections and everything was going through, I used to say, "I can't wait till he turns up." I knew you'll turn up. I knew you'll turn up. I knew you'll turn up. And I said that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you something that you are. Because you're a man of a certain character.
Yeah.
I'm a colourful character.
Yeah.
You've got a character.
Yeah.
I swear to God, because I was in Bolton, do you remember when you first phoned me?
Yep.
I always had hair. I shaved my hair so I could look a bit thuggish.
It was unsuccessful, though.
I'm not being intimidated by him. I'm not getting intimidated by him.
Walked in like that.
Yeah.
All right. Tommy. Well, Mo, I'm happy for your family. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your family. I'm happy that they're in a better place, and I hope that everyone deal with everyone. It was nice to meet you, man. You're a character. You're a character.
One of the final things we found out in our investigation while we were there was that Ellie Williams was having consensual sex with some of the Muslims she accused of trafficking her. This has now came out, and everyone can read it from the court case. And now I'm back on Twitter. I can directly combat their lies. It was the reason for cancelling me. It was the reason for censorship, so they could tell you who I am, so they could lie to you. You've seen lie after lie after lie by them. That I travelled to Barrow. You've seen MPs and me to Barrow to incite fear against the Muslim community. I went there to investigate, to find the truth, nothing else. You can see me for who I am. I'm someone that doesn't want to bullshit you. I want to bring you the truth and expose corruption at all levels.
See, guys, as you can see, this is one reason why these cases are delicate, because you don't want to make the wrong call, and I certainly wouldn't like to be in that predicament to make a call on a subject like this, let alone be put in the chair of the responsibility for finding the truth. But like as you can see on the screen there, guys, this fantasist has created this damage on her face herself, and it's about time that when females put males through a situation that they say they've been raped, and really and truthfully, when the truth comes out and they've been found to be lying, should end up in jail, as Ellie did. So I'm just going to read this news article for you, as in relation to what you were just viewing there, guys. Haunting hoax. Our lives were ruined by fantasist who accused us of GRAPE and shared pictures of her injuries in sickening witch hunt. With a swollen black eye, a sea of bruises, and a slash across her breast, Ellie Williams' graphic pictures were evidence of her abuse at the hands of an Asian grooming gang. The injury photos almost too shocking to look at, were shared more than 100,000 times on Facebook and sparked a movement so powerful that it led to far-right protests in William's hometown of Barrow, Cumbria. Ellie Williams claimed injuries were proof of abuse by Asian grooming gang. And there's the two people were accused. A crowdfunder raised £22,000 for William's solicitor fees and purple elephant merchandise, inspired by a necklace she refused to take off during her school days. Saw justice for Ellis posters and stickers splattered all over windows and car bumpers. Williams even won online support from the Rochdale grooming scandal whistleblower, ex-police officer Maggie Oliver. But her story was this month exposed as a lie. Compared to the plots from the Liam Neeson film Taken and BBC drama Three Girls, which detailed the widespread abuse in Rochdale. Some of the horrendous bruises and wounds she posted on Facebook were astonishingly said to be self-inflicted by a hammer bought from Tesco's. When Williams posted the shocking images in May 2020, police had already investigated claims against litany of men she had accused and found she was a liar. Today, two of the men she accused of raping her tell their story together for the first time, as Williams faces a potential jail term for perverting the course of justice. There you have Jordan Trengrove on the left and Mo Rami, who you've just seen in the documentary, were both wrongly accused. Jordan Trengrove and Mo Rami's ordeals illustrate the dangers of trial by social media, even driven to the edge by unfounded rumours and outright lies. Jordan, 22, spent 10 weeks behind bars on remand after being arrested in May 2019 for drugging and raping Ellie. The case against him fell apart when it was discovered messages he apparently sent to Williams admitting the attacks were actually created by her. Jordan, who was harassed and had the word rapist painted on the side of the house, said, "I was terrified. I had never been in a prison. I was locked up with sex offenders. I had to share a cell with someone accused of child sex offences. It was horrific." Then the police dropped the case. There was no explanation, no apology. I couldn't believe it. My life was in tatters because of her lies. Jordan is now forced a close bond with businessman Mohammed Ramzan, known as Mo Rami, who Williams accused of grooming her from the age of 12. She claimed he trafficked her to sex parties in Blackpool and took her to Amsterdam, where he forced her to work in brothels before auctioning her off. Her story unravelled because Mo's phone records and bank card proved he was shopping at B&Q in Barrow when she said he was in Dutch capital. But by then it was too late. Like Jordan, he had been branded a pervert and a rapist. His name widely circulated on social media platforms. Mo43 says he received over 500 death threats online. Ice cream vans he owned were vandalised, and windows at his rental properties were smashed, driving out residents. The dad of 4 says he contemplated suicide and fears that despite her conviction, a minority of people in Barrow still choose to believe Williams. He said, "There will always be some people who don't believe me. I have been to hell and back. Worse, I have watched my children suffer too." Her whole story was a fantasy from start to finish, and it turned into a racist witch hunt. Mo said when police gave him the name of his accuser after his arrest in July 2019, he had a complete blank. "I'd never heard of her," he said. "They asked me if I had ever held a knife to ELLENOR Williams' neck and forced her to have sex with 20 men whilst they put money in my blazer pocket. They accused me of taking her to Amsterdam and selling her for thousands. I was disgusted, absolutely appalled. I explained to them that I was a father. I had young nieces. I was a family man. I was sickened. My reputation was ruined." Both men are now campaigning for social media companies to tighten up on regulations to prevent others going through the same ordeal. When Williams first claimed in 2019 she had been trafficked and raped by gangs of evil but clever men who were mostly Pakistani, detectives feared they were facing another Rochdale, Rotherham or Telford scandal, where mainly Asian men had abused young vulnerable women. Williams certainly bore the hallmarks of a possible victim. She was reported missing from home 32 times and was often found miles away with unexplained injuries. On one occasion she was found 50 miles away from Barrow, half naked, in a street in Lancaster. Her first fake rape claim was against a Barrow teenager when she was just 16. Another 2 followed. But each time her claims fell flat due to CCTV, social media, phone and flight checks. In July 2019 she was arrested for perverting the course of justice. But even the threat of jail didn't stop her claiming at least 5 innocent men were rapists and sex attackers. Her lockdown pictures sparked a series of demonstrations from far-right groups, including Patriotic Alternative, who met in car parks beeping their horns during COVID restrictions, then later gathered outside court hearings and at the local police station demanding justice for Ellie. Asian shopkeepers had their windows smashed, and the Muslim takeaway owner, who reportedly chased down the street by 2 men who poured alcohol over his head. In a statement last week, local MP Simon Fell said his surgeries were soon peppered with families who had been torn apart by the allegations made against them, and local people who feared for their and their children's safety due to the colour of their skin. Preston Crown Court heard how Williams spun an elaborate web of lies. She used different mobile phones to text herself messages and intimate pictures from abusers and also changed the name of her Snapchat contacts to make it look like she was talking to people traffickers. A Home Office pathologist said her wounds on one occasion showed signs of being self-inflicted. The jury was told that days before making one Facebook post, Williams bought a claw hammer from Tesco's. A man Williams claimed was an Asian drug dealer called Shaggy Wood, who she said had threatened to murder her and dump her body in the sea, was actually a white Tesco's worker from Essex, who she had been talking to on Snapchat. Williams also gave cops a list of other trafficked women. Some had never heard of her, and none were involved in exploitation. Prosecutor Jonathan Sandiford Casey pointing out the similarities between some of her claims and the BBC drama Three Girls and the plot of the Liam Neeson film Taken. Most suggest it is more like the Hollywood movie Gone Girl, in which a man becomes the focus of intense media attention following his wife's disappearance. On the night, Williams claimed Mo forced her to have sex with multiple men in Blackpool. CCTV footage revealed she was shopping and spent the night alone in her hotel room. Incredibly, on the night Jordan was meant to have raped her, he had been picked up by the police in Barrow town centre after having a row with someone in the street. The girl he was with at the time took a selfie in the back of the van. Mo, who had been with wife Nicola Holt, 51, for 10 years, said there was a racial undercurrent in Barrow even before the accusations. Locals set up a petition to stop him opening a restaurant in 2011 when he moved to the town from Bolton. He said, "They told me once you let one Asian in, you let them all in. It was shocking, but I have a positive approach. I worked on winning people round. I am a sociable person, and I got to know everyone." But there was a minority who didn't like the fact my business were doing well, and the fact I was Asian really rankled with them. When Mo was arrested while driving down the main street in Barrow, he first thought he was being picked up for a motoring offence. But they put handcuffs on me and said I was being arrested for human trafficking and modern-day slavery, he said. I was shocked. I knew it had to be a mistake. Whilst I was locked up, they went to search my house. They took my car, my business computer, all the kids' laptops. They even took my wife's underwear. I willingly handed over my phone, and I pleaded with the police to check it so that I could clear my name. In my interview, they told me there were more accusations of rape and exploitation. I was really starting to panic. The line of questioning was horrible. One officer suggested that because I had an older wife, I was perhaps looking for young girls to have sex with. It was news eating. While Mo is determined to remain in Barrow, the experience has left deep psychological scars. Jordan says he was unable to bond properly with his 1-year-old son, Louis, to partner Kyla, 25, because he wanted to escape from the reality of my life. He said, "I feel like I can't trust anyone. I've pushed Kayla away. It has almost destroyed our relationship." Mo has been very supportive, and we are working together towards pushing for stricter rules for social media companies. We had such awful abuse online, and it nearly finished us both. It took a jury 3 hours and 29 minutes to find Williams guilty of perverting the course of justice and she will be sentenced in March. Maggie Oliver's charity has refused to accept cash raised for Williams through her crowdfunder. Her charity was one of two earmarked for half of the £22,000 raised if Williams didn't need it, but she has now said it would be unethical to accept the donation. Throughout the trial, it remained a mystery what motivated Williams, but it will take the town of Barrow far longer than that to recover from the deep divisions caused by the fallout. That's why, this sort of thing's, serious. And I say I wouldn't like to make the shots or call, the shots on this sort of situation, to be fair with you. But as it's turned out, hopefully this female is going to get quite a few amount of years in jail. Because it does put survivors on the back foot, and makes a mockery out of the true survivors, that are out there. So I do hope she learns a lesson. I do hope she does receive the help that she requires, to get over, telling such big lies like this. Well, I'm going to leave that one there for you guys, and hope you all have a good morning.